Hi, my name is Zach Snyder. I'm the coordinator and instructor of Multicraft here at C-TEC. Before I was here at C-TEC, I worked, I guess it was Square D originally, and then they sold off the branch and it became Salem Automation, which was a private automation firm where we would do in-house automation at different factories. I gained a lot of experience there with electrical, repairs, we'll say, and design. From there, I worked as a diesel mechanic, as a lot of the jobs in Multicraft were leaving for China. Became a mechanic, got a lot of experience doing mechanical repairs, and I wanted a little bit more, wanted to do, scratch an itch, so I became a teacher. I went to school at night, got a teaching degree, and now I'm a teacher here at C-TEC. Well, crafts. So you kind of harness the skills of six different jobs that would have been six different jobs maybe 50 years ago. The Multicraft program here at C-TEC, we have six different modules. So there's two different pathways. I'll start with industrial. In industrial, the six modules would be blueprint reading with an emphasis on manual machining. Next would be the actual manual machining, where you would use lathes and mills to make customized parts. After that, the next module would be hydraulics, pneumatics, and mechanical drives. Following that is welding. After welding is electrical, which would be fundamentals of electricity, but also industrial grade electricity. And then finally, the sixth module is programmable logic controllers. Currently, the credentials we're offering is we offer a AWS, it's American Welding Society certificate, and we also offer some EPA certificates, which would be for HVAC, which is heating and ventilation and air conditioning. And that's currently what we're offering. It's very diverse because we have six different modules, so each one is very unique. Let's say welding. Let's start with that one because it starts tonight. And welding, a typical night, you'd meet in the classroom. The teacher would kind of give you a rundown of what we're going to do. He would demonstrate perhaps a few videos. You would look at a few protocols as to how to do the weld, whether it's like a vertical weld or a horizontal angle or a butt weld, depending. He'll go over it a little bit, and then you would dismiss from the classroom, go to the laboratory, and then each student would weld, try to replicate a butt weld or horizontal weld or whatever it may be that night. For industrial, when a student leaves this program, they would be very well qualified to be a Multicraft technician and really industrial or facility. So they could also really, I think, would be comfortable as an electrical apprentice as well. But you get a very good, kind of like a coverall of all the multiple crafts that entail Multicraft. You get a very good rundown and feel pretty comfortable with electrical, welding, perhaps plumbing, or even manual machining. We've had people get hired based on any and all of those six modules. Some people, they said, oh, you know how to machine? We need a guy that can do that. Other places, oh, you know about electrical? We need a guy that can do electrical or welding, whatever it may be. So it's got six kind of diverse modules inside of it, and each one is pretty eye-catching to an employer. Yeah, people can get hired anywhere. It's really surprising. So what I have in my mind's eye of where a student would go after they graduate from here would be a factory, but that's not always the case. And I'm always kind of like learning about new places that want our students. For example, even bakeries, we have a bakery that recently came asking for more folks. Even McDonald's, they need people to work on their equipment, where you would go to the different McDonald's, which surprised me. The hospital is always looking for facility people. The library even is looking for multi-craft people. It's just what you think you could be hired as, it's much broader than that, because things break everywhere and they need someone to fix them. Not currently in Licking County in central Ohio. Most people get hired before they graduate. It's the best time and a long time to get a job in multiple crafts for industrial in Ohio. But some of our students, and I'll be honest, some of the ones that really excel in electrical, industrial electricity, and the programmable logic controllers are leaving here and they're making about 60 grand or a little bit over $60,000. Let's say you're really good on the electrical or the logic for programmable logic controllers. I know a lot of guys that make like 140 grand. That's after a few years, we'll say 10, 15 years. But if you're good, if you have a mind for it, there's money out there to be made. Students that end up going up to Mount Vernon or now in Newark to Aerial Compressor Corporation. And, they all really love that and seem to be doing well. And we had another student that went to Amazon, and he's once again pretty good at the programmable logic controllers, and he's pretty well in charge of doing electrical installations at the new Amazon hubs across Ohio. I would say more importantly than making a great student, making a great multi-craft tech would be resiliency. You're going to learn the hard way a lot because there's so many different ways to do things. You could learn 5 different ways and then go to your job and it's a 6th way that you've never seen before. So you could be trained and trained and trained, but still when you get out there, there's so many new ways to do things. You just have to be resilient. You have to learn as you go and have patience with yourself and give yourself the opportunity and the care to learn as you go and get stronger. And number 2 is you got to be able to handle filth and heat, because it can get really hot and it can get really dirty. And sometimes when it's really hot, you can get really dirty. And there's lots of people that don't like that. I think would be to come to C-TEC. If you get here at the right time, someone will just take you on a tour. If you're curious, I'm always happy to take people on a tour. If you don't want to do that, you can call and you can sign up for work keys. If you don't want a tour, you just want to sign up. But yeah, come to C-TEC would be the next step.